The Chris Basset takedown is in full effect, including Brandon's favorite girl, Lion Tail Mia. She done decided to join the party, honey. But anyways, so I tried to extend Candice some grace last week and saying that I empathize with her. Y'all was killing me because y'all was in the comments like, no, the hell we don't. You all were like, no, we are not extending her grace. We are not empathizing. This is her karma. And really, you're right. I still empathize with her because I get when you have loved ones and you see them in harm's way and you can't do anything to stop the harm. It's crushing. Like, it really, really hurts, and it's very hard to stomach. Now, in this case, Candice knows what's coming Chris's way because she has been on the developing end of this plotting bull crap that they are doing. And she knows exactly what the cast members are capable of when it comes to trying to ruin someone. Again, because she's done it herself. So, in full honesty, y'all are kind of right. This is her karma. Anyways, before we get into the episode, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts. It's cool when we have differing opinions. I actually enjoy it. You make me think more closely about things, so I have no problems with that. Make sure if you haven't subscribed already, you go ahead and take care of that today. Click the button, ring the little notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. Okay, so the episode picks up. Candice is just been told by Giselle that Chris made her feel uncomfortable, basically had her go to her hotel room with nobody else there and all of this and all of that. So Candice has gone to the producer, Eric, and she's flipping out on him. She done lost all her wonderful grammar she usually has and everything. She even demanded that you don't cut nothing out of my fourth wall. Leave it all in there. And he's talking about some, well, what do you want me to do? And I can't control what they say any more than I can control what you say. Okay, yeah, but you can control what's aired. You can control what is actually published, but he's not going to control it. He gonna publish it all, just like he did when you was plotting and everything about Monique and her child. Karma. Anyways, we all know that production always knows what the storylines are going to be. They know well in advance because they see these broads plotting and planning. They overhear the conversations. They know all about y'all little secret chat groups and all of that kind of mess. And Candice knows they know because, again, she's done it before. So I get why she ran to him, but what I don't get is why she thought he was going to help her. No, I don't think it works that way, boo. I don't think it does. Anyways, so the other ladies are sitting there, and I don't know if they're listening to Candice yelling to the producer or if they can't hear her. But when Ashley started asking, where's Candice? Candice was like, Candice is fine. So they heard her then. So were they hearing her when she was dragging Michael? When she was all talking about him and his grabbing butts? Ashley didn't seem to respond to it if she did hear it. But I mean, I guess she leaving him because he a freak. So maybe it didn't matter if they heard it or not. They are sitting outside the room, and Ashley asks Wendy about her meeting with Peter Thomas. And so Wendy tells us a little bit about that. Ashley asked her, what if it interferes with your relationship with Eddie? And I don't know about y'all, but I felt like her answer was basically like, I don't care. Because she sat up there and said how Eddie said he didn't want her to take on anything else. But yet you're going to try and get into the restaurant lounge business, which everybody knows is a huge, huge commitment and a lot of time consuming responsibility. She thinks that if she's going to be 20% owner, she's not really going to have much responsibility. And I just don't really know if it's going to work out that way. But more importantly, Giselle decides to talk to Mia about their interaction at Karen's spring party. And so she takes her alone so they can talk privately. And Wendy is like, well, what are we supposed to do? Girl, aren't you like 50? Like, talk amongst yourselves. You can't think of something to do if Giselle leaves the room? What the hell? I do not understand Wendy. Like, she really irks my soul. I don't even know why I love this show so much because all of the women get on my nerves. Anyways, so Giselle apologizes to Mia. That's fine. They work that out. Mia explains a little bit more about her situation. But meanwhile, Robin and Wendy are having like this knockdown, drag out fight because Robin is like, well, why did you say that it was just me and Giselle and all of this? And here's my thing, that Robin is pretending to be dumb, which I don't think she's dumb, but you're pretending like you don't understand there's a difference between everybody having suspicions or questions and being rude as hell and attacking this woman at a party in front of all these people. Giselle's approach was horrendous. And you know that. And so for you to try and recruit everybody else in to back Giselle up was tacky as hell and malicious and horrible. So stop acting like everybody is equally as wrong as you and Giselle, because they're not. They're not. Giselle made that decision to approach that woman like that, and it was a bad decision. So what are we even doing here? Anyway, so her and Wendy are now completely at odds, and she decides that she's going to invite all the other ladies and their kids to some family fun day. And Wendy is upset because she's like, well, you don't do kids like that. Girl, your sons do not know about this family fun day. And they won't know unless you tell them, because they don't have no business watching Housewives. So you don't have to act like Robin is this horrible person because she didn't invite your kids. Get over it. Then after all that fighting between Robin and Wendy, where Wendy is telling Robin, well, you called her a liar and I didn't call her a liar, we get this beautiful hot mic moment where one of the producers asks Wendy, how is her relationship with Mia? And Wendy proceeds to say, well, we all know she lied. And then she realized she was mic'd. Oh, can I have my mic removed, my love? Yeah, sure, because we already caught you. But production right now is having such a good time because they are so happy to go ahead and play all that mess back. They kill me running the captions when folks are whispering and they on a hot mic. Like, y'all are dirty. Ooh. So then we get this scene where Ashley is going out and looking at a home to purchase for her and the kids. And I'm increasingly concerned for Ashley. I used to think she was kind of smart and she was playing this prenup thing, having the kids and all of that with Michael, and that she had a plan. But she's not looking smart. So she's buying this house with him. So she's keeping herself attached to him. And when we see this scene and they're looking at this $1.5 million house, it becomes very, very apparently clear why she's doing this with Michael. Ashley, you make enough money on this show by yourself to buy you and your kids a house and not be attached to Michael. But for some reason, I think she feels like the glitz and glamour of a big $1.5 million home are necessary, and it's not. You don't need that to raise two kids, two small children. You don't need a $1.5 million house to raise these two kids. And seeing the house, it made me feel like she's just sticking with Michael so that she can live the type of life she's envisioned. But I think she's going to regret being tied to him for so long to get it. Clearly, production pointed out the fact that Michael is already lying to you about the finances, lying to you about the situation, and she looks completely caught off guard. I don't even know if she realized that when the realtor told her she has all the tools. I don't even know if Ashley realized that that means Michael was lying to you. Like, I don't know if she realized it until the producer told her. And if he's lying to you about these small things right now, which is really not a small thing, but honey, this divorce is not going to work out in your favor. Michael is about to run you into the ground. He is about to take you. Like, it makes me concerned that, does she even have her money like separated? Her Rhop money? Does she even have it like separated and locked down for herself? Have you been planning for this day? Like, and then when she started crying as she's talking to the realtor, I got the feeling that maybe she's not the one who wanted this divorce. I don't know. Like, maybe she's not the one who wanted this divorce like she's leading us to believe. So Robin approaches Juan with the idea of a prenup, and he was kind of like, I don't care. Like, I kind of appreciated that. I don't know if he was being sincere, but I appreciated that he didn't like throw it back at her. But I think the thing is, and the point he was making was that it didn't seem like she wanted one when he asked for one when they were married earlier. She kind of pretended last week, or was that the week before, that she didn't have any problem with signing the prenup because I understood and people don't deserve half and all of that. But when he was talking, it painted a different picture. It definitely seemed like she wasn't necessarily interested in a prenup when he was the one with the most money. But then at one point, he's like, he either said, I make more money than you anyway, or I will make more money than you anyway. I don't know which one it was, but I didn't like that she felt the need to kind of correct it. Cause like, I don't know, I'm just not gonna do my man like that. Like if he want to say he make more money than me and it's not true, then he could say that. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna take that away from him because I understand the male ego. And I hate to say it, but I feel like if stuff hit the fan, Robin would take all she could. And I don't know if Juan would or not. He might take all he can too. When it comes to prenups, I really feel like that's a topic that's just like, everybody got to do what's right for them. So Robin and Mia are meeting up, and Robin is doing what I think is the right thing, which is asking Mia privately, well, in front of the cameras privately, but asking Mia for clarification on whatever her condition is. And Mia kind of explained to her where they are with it now. Is she telling the truth? Is she lying? I don't know. Unfortunately, I do have people in my life who have had masses, who have been diagnosed with cancer, and they generally do remove a small section and biopsy that. But that doesn't mean that they remove the entire thing. Sometimes they biopsy that to determine if they're going to remove the entire thing, how they're going to remove the entire thing. Are they going to try and shrink it with chemo or radiation or what have you? So it makes sense that she said that she had these 2 lumps and they had been biopsied, but she still has to have them removed. Okay. Whatever. So again, we don't know if she's telling the truth about this stuff or not. It could be an autoimmune thing. I have no idea. I did not receive any medical degree from anybody's college. But anyway, so then the scene goes left when they begin to talk about Candice being upset and why she's upset. So Robin lets Mia know that Candice is ticked off because of what Giselle said based on what Ashley said and all of this. And that heifer sat up there and lied through her teeth. So Mia sat up there talking about how Chris was staring at her at the spring party. Oh my God. And I'm loving production. I'm loving the editing because they showed, and they even put in the captions, Chris is not looking at her. He didn't look her way one time. And the way they presented it to us was like she was all hyping herself up, like trying to get someone to look at her. Like, go this, go, all right. You know, all of this, honey, like trying to get him to look. Honey, he was not looking. I don't believe for a second that Chris is interested in any of these women. I don't know him. I don't like Candice. We all know this, but I don't believe that man has done any of the things that they are accusing him of in the way that they're suggesting he has done it. Mia, you lied. Girl, why you lie on that man? That's not okay. Like, that is horrible. Why would you do that to someone? And your husband is for sure a pervert. Like, we all know who Karen was talking about. I am very, 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 very certain that she was talking about G. I am so very certain she was talking about G. G would give it to any one of them chicks if he could. Like, like, I really feel like she's saying this because she wants so badly to be accepted by the other women. And like, it feels like it's an ego thing to say somebody's man was looking at you, but it's damaging to say that about someone's man when it's not true. Like, that is not okay. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. You don't just stare at somebody. Girl, get a life. Get a life, because y'all are not even considering for a moment what you might be doing to ruin somebody else's life. That is so incredibly sad and pitiful. And it amazes me how badly these 40 and 50-year-old women need to be accepted. Like, they are still in high school asking, can they sit with the cool kids? It's embarrassing, honestly. Giselle goes over to Karen's house and she's telling Karen about the interaction with her and Chris. Glad to see these two kind of being cool too, by the way. So production kind of set up the edits to where we're seeing Chris and Candice talking about it at the same time as we're seeing Karen and Giselle talking about it. And it hit me during that conversation that I really think Giselle decided to do this and run with this whole story the day it happened. Because it was interesting that she said to Karen, and I'm in this room and I'm thinking it's his word against mine. Listen, if I'm in a hotel room, first of all, if someone says, can we go to your room? I'm gonna be like, boy, no, we gonna go over here. Like, it's not even a conversation. I'm not even considering it because I don't want my husband to go to prison. If he finds some dude in my room, he's not gonna ask no questions. Somebody getting dead. I'm kidding, kind of. But I would never, even if I thought my team was in my room, I would never have him come to my hotel room. Not my hotel room. My office, maybe. Not my hotel room. Anyways, so the moment she felt like, there might be a situation where it's his word against mine, why didn't she say, you know what, Chris, we cool. Like, you know I love you, but I don't want to be in here with you. Let's go out. Like, y'all were friends. They had a nice relationship. I can remember last season and stuff, her asking him to cook for her when she came over and all of that. And he was nothing but a gentleman to her. So if y'all were friends, and I'm like with Karen, she's like, okay, well, y'all was friends. So how did it go from is your word against mine? And then when Giselle said, all I knew was that I didn't want him in my room, you should have said that to him. And I'm not trying to like victim blame or anything like that. And I feel bad that this is one of those moments where it's like, I should believe all women. But we know that this woman in particular has been known to plot and plan to take people down. And that's kind of where I am with it. I really feel like when it happened, she thought to herself, we can use this for next season. We can use this for next season. And it's so terrible. Like, it's completely uncalled for. It's a million other things y'all could talk about. But of course you don't want to, because you don't want to talk about anything that's real in your life and jacked up in your life. You just want to tear stuff down in other people's lives. I get it. It's not cool, but I get it. Not to mention the fact that Chris is like, he remembers it that Giselle asked him to go to the room. One of y'all lying here. I'm not sure which one it is. At first I believed Chris until he said, I'm 99% sure that's how it went. Okay, I almost never believe somebody when they say, I'm pretty certain I recall it being this way or something like that, because they might be telling the truth, but they're leaving themselves an out. And he was definitely leaving himself an out by saying he's 99% sure it went down that way. But Giselle is like emphatic that he said, let's go to your room. And I don't know why she didn't emphatically say no. Like, at that point, there wouldn't have been any intense amount of pressure or anything like that that should have made her feel like she had lost her voice and like she couldn't say no. She could have absolutely said no. I'm sure that there is a million other places that they could actually have talked. Where was Candice during this time? Like, what the hell? I like that Chris acknowledged that Giselle may have been uncomfortable, but it does seem like he didn't detect that. So he didn't know that she was uncomfortable. This stuff is so distracting. I'm not at home, as you can tell. I'm actually in a hotel, but whatever. Anyways, so Karen shares with Giselle an experience that she had where one of the husbands squeezed her up all close, and she said pressed her breast into her backbone and all of this and everything. But in true grande dame fashion, she kept it cute and classy and did not disclose names. And so production tried to get her to give a name, and she refused. And I really, really respect that, because you just don't want to be messing with people's marriages if you can avoid it. Anyway, so she told Giselle, which I love this too, you didn't have to put it on camera. You didn't have to bring it to the group. So Giselle is like, well, I didn't bring it to the group. Rhop and Dixon did. But here's the thing, Giselle, you told Rhop and Dixon on camera. So it was going to come out to the millions of us who watched the show, even if it didn't make it to the group during the season. Let's not even, come on now, Giselle. You've been doing this show for how many years? You know how it works. Anyways, so she's trying to act like she was clean, and she said, you know, she hasn't had a chance to talk to Robin about that. And so, of course, now enters the topic of, is there some cracks in the relationship of the Green-Eyed Bandits? And I think that they're sisters. Of course there's cracks, but that don't mean nothing. Don't try and play it like they're about to not be friends, like they're going to betray each other and all of that. Listen, my sisters and my cousins are the closest things in the world to me as far as my women-female connections. And there are cracks. We get on each other's nerves. We disagree. We don't believe all the same things. But let one of you try to cross one of us and we all coming for you. So I don't put too much in the whole there's cracks thing. Robin joins Chris and Candice, and she essentially is expressing how much she disagreed with Giselle on the whole Chris situation. She doesn't believe that Chris meant her any harm or anything like that. And so Candice reminds Chris and Robin that at the spring kickoff, Giselle had no problems with being comfortable with Chris. She was all meeting him with open arms, reaching out for the hug and all of that. And so Robin is like, why now? Why now? Because now we're filming. Like I said, it really feels like as soon as she saw this situation, she saw an opportunity to make a new storyline. And I think one of the best things about Potomac was that they weren't so self-produced, but now they're becoming more self-produced, and they really need to let things stay authentic and just let the drama happen on its own, because I think we all enjoyed that much more. I don't know about y'all, but I get annoyed when it's just too clear that y'all been plotting and planning and trying to take people down. Like that's kind of crazy to me. Anyway, so that's it for this episode. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I hope you did too. I hope you appreciated my commentary. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.